what's up? It's me, Taylor Bobb. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about my first paid brand partnership. Yes, so your girl is starting to secure the bag from influencing, okay? So I'm so excited to share kind of the do's and the don'ts and how it all happened for me. You know, influencing is becoming very popular and a lot of brands are now using influencers to promote their products. Now, I know for a lot of us, we've been posting on YouTube for a while and we've already been promoting products, but we really haven't gotten paid for it. So I've always kind of considered myself an influencer just by posting content here on YouTube. But when this opportunity came up for me to get my first paid influencer opportunity, I was super excited. I got a little bit more serious about influencing and I started following top influencers that I really do enjoy watching. So the first one is Green Eyes Gold Soul on Instagram, and her name is Courtney Brand. Now Courtney is awesome and she has this really cool guide called Pitching to Be Paid to help influencers like myself learn how to pitch ourselves and learn how to position ourselves in the influencer market. Courtney is that not only does she do corporate, but she's also an influencer. So she does both, and that's what really attracted me to start following her. The second person I follow is Maddie James, and she's on Instagram as the Maddie James. Now y'all, I love Maddie James because she's an all-around lifestyle influencer and she gives a lot of free tips on her Instagram. I mean, she goes live, and even on Facebook, there's this group called Boss Fluence. So what I love about the Boss Fluence group is that there's a lot of girls like me looking to grow on social media, and there's also the bigger influencers in that group as well that are already getting paid sponsorships. So I really love Maddie James and she has been really helpful as well. Another person I follow is Jaleesa Yvonne, and she's based in Dallas, and she's a lifestyle influencer as well. I mean, this girl does stuff from like baby sponsorships to dog sponsorships to clothing sponsorships. Like, she just has it all, okay? So I really do look up to these individuals, and I also did buy a guide from Jaleesa Yvonne as well. She has an influencer one-on-one guide and I absolutely love it. So all of these things have helped me grow as an influencer, and I really do look up to these three ladies. And one thing that has really helped me in this influencer world is that you have to really follow people that are already doing what you want to do. You can't just follow people that aren't already there. You know, I try to follow the bigger ones and I try to learn and see, hey, what are they doing? Thanksgiving of last year, an agency actually reached out to me and they work with different brands and influencers, and they basically said, hey Taylor, we love your content. We have a few brands that we work with and we think that you'd be a great fit. If you have any interest in influencer opportunities, let us know and send us over your rates. So immediately I was like, is this a scam? Oh, is this for real? Because nowadays, you know, there's a whole bunch of scammers and people that are just sending emails and trying to get, you know, information from people. But this was actually a legit agency. I looked them up on Instagram and they also had a legit website. So I knew, okay, it was safe to actually respond back. First tip I have is that you want to make sure that your email address is available. So I do have my email address in my bio on Instagram and also in my YouTube About Me section. So this brand reached out to me because I have my email contact on my different social media platforms. So you definitely want to make sure you have your email because a lot of brands will reach out to you. You do not have to pitch to every brand that you want to work with. Some will actually come out and seek you. So I responded and we went back and forth and I let her know my rates and I came up with fair rates. You want to keep in mind that a lot of companies will send you free product, and a lot of companies will actually have a budget for influencers. You always want to make sure that if they don't mention anything about a rate, you definitely want to ask them, you know, what is the budget for this campaign? You want to make sure that you do come up with a fair price, but you also want to be compensated for all of your hard work, because taking pictures, editing that picture, recording a video, editing that video, that's all time, okay? And time is money. So I really appreciated the fact that this agency actually reached out and was actually interested in the rates that I would provide. So we kind of went back and forth talking about the campaign, and she sent me over a contract. Now the contract had everything on it. It had my name, it had the client's name, which was the agency, and it also had the brand that I was doing the partnership with. So everything was laid out in the contract. It also had all of the deliverables, which means those are the things that I'm doing for the specific brand campaign, such as a YouTube video, such as an Instagram post, such as a Instagram video. Those are all things that are deliverables, and that was also stated in my contract. And also the date when the campaign was actually due from me, and also just, you know, how I would like to get paid and different things like that were in the contract. So everything was legit. I have this little app on my phone called DocuSign, and I use that to sign my documents, and I send it back over to her. And I also did have to fill out a W-9 for tax purposes, and I had to send that over to the agency as well after completing the campaign. Now, I will say this, you guys, shooting a campaign is nerve-wracking. It's scary, and it's harder than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. Normally, I can just get in front of the camera, you know, make a video, take some cute pictures, and call it a day. When a brand is actually paying you to provide content, you want your content to be the best of the best. You want it to be top notch. So I was very, very nervous and very like scared, and I was just like, oh my God, this is just not good enough. Breaking down to my mom on the phone, and I'm like, oh my God, my content sucks. I hate the way my pictures are coming out. Like, I didn't feel like anything was coming out. So it took about like 2 weeks to actually receive the products that I used for the sponsorship. But once I got the product, I will say that I was so excited because this was my first time, you know, actually getting paid for providing content for a brand. But like I said, y'all, once I received those products and started shooting and doing all kind of stuff, I felt so discouraged because I felt like my content wasn't looking like all the other content creators. I'm like, people really get paid for this, and people really show up and show out. And this really showed me as well that you really have to take your time when executing a campaign for a brand. And also, I see why people get teams. You know, some people have their own personal photographers. Some people have their own picture editors and video editors and different things like that. So I think too, you know, the more money that I begin to receive from different brands, I'll be able to actually hire a person to take a picture. That way I won't have to worry about taking a picture or, you know, edit my pictures and edit my videos and things like that. But just starting off, you know, with what I have, which was my iPhone 10, my camera, which is the Canon SX740, and my little mini ring light that I have, y'all. Those were like the only things that I used to execute that campaign. And I'd say I did a pretty good job. So I gave myself like a full Sunday to complete all of the content. And then the next day, that Monday, that's when I turned in all of the content to the representative from the agency. And she basically approved everything. There was one small issue on my video. There was something that I said that I could not say. And an example of this is like, due to FDA regulations, you know, you can't say that a certain product will cure this, or you can't say, you know, a certain product will do this. So it was one of those types of situations. I don't really know if y'all understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, so basically I had to basically take out a line that I had said in the video, and I just took that little part out and I resent it back to the agent, and she was like, you know what, this is great, perfect, you can go ahead and post. So I was super excited about that. So you also have to be open to brands giving you feedback, because sometimes a brand will make you reshoot something. They will make you delete a scene, like they want it how they want it. So you definitely want to make sure that you just try to get it right the first time. But sometimes you are not, especially starting out. Patience, and you have to just be ready for critique, and you have to be ready for feedback. Because I'm the type of person, I like to shoot it one time and I like to be done with it. But that's not how influencing works. You have to do it right. You have to do it until you get it right. That's my experience. I felt like it went really well after I kind of approved everything myself. I remember like after crying to my mom and stuff like that, I actually had her like look over my content, look over my videos. My mom is like my mini manager. She just doesn't know it yet. But she actually looked over everything for me before I actually turned it into the brand agent. But everything worked out perfectly. She really enjoyed the content, and the campaign was for a whole week. So that was also something that I was really excited about, because, you know, sometimes we take a picture and you won't get all the likes right away. Sometimes it takes a while. So I was happy that the campaign lasted a week. I was able to promote it on my story. I promoted the campaign on my Facebook, on my TikTok, just to let other platforms know that, hey, on my Instagram and on my YouTube, I'm doing a giveaway. You know, so that was also great as well. For my first sponsorship, it was actually a giveaway. So I got to give away some of those same products that I was actually promoting. And I think a giveaway kind of makes people want to engage a little bit more. They want to see, okay, what is this? How do I enter? And if it's easy to enter, like, people are going to go ahead and enter. So I was excited that along with the free product along with the check that I was going to get. You know, I was also able to give somebody else something, and that's what really made the difference for me. I was just super excited, super grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. So that was awesome. Everything went good. I picked a winner. So basically they gave me full creative control, and that's something that I really appreciated about working with this agency as well. They didn't really have too many stipulations. They just had some things that I had to mention, you know, in my YouTube description, in my Instagram description. But other than that, you know, the colors I wore, it didn't matter. The color of the flyers didn't matter. The font of the flyers didn't matter. How I did my video didn't matter. How I did my hair didn't matter. So I had a lot of free creative control. I really appreciated that. Once the brand campaign was done, I was super excited, and I had to send over an invoice over to the agency that had selected me for this campaign. And an invoice is something that you create as an influencer. A brand doesn't necessarily give you an invoice to fill out and send back to them. You normally can make your own invoice. So I made my own. I just literally went on Google and searched influencer invoice templates, and there was so many templates that came on the invoice that I sent to the brand. It had my information, had the client's information, it also had the brand, and it also had the deliverables that I did. So like my YouTube video, I had, it cost this amount. The Instagram photo, I had this amount. The Instagram video, it had this amount. And I also put a total at the end, and I also put net 30. Now this just basically means that I would like to get paid in 30 days. Some brands will go ahead and state it in the contract, and they'll let you know, if they'll pay you net 30, net 60, net 90. But if they don't, you basically have creative control over that as well. You can pretty much invoice it how you would like. So I put net 30. I want to be paid in 30 days, and I also put I would like to be paid by check. We'll give you an option whether you do want to go ahead and get a paper check or where you want us to send you a PayPal payment. And for me personally, as a beginner influencer, I chose a check. If you do choose like PayPal will take service fees out of the money that you are getting. So you want to be mindful of that. To me, the easiest thing is to just do a check. That way you'll get all your money. So that's pretty much what I did. And I just filled that out, and I sent it over through email to the agent that I was working with from the brand agency. And that was basically it. And she was like, thank you so much. We have everything that we need. We'll get your payment out to you shortly. She had acknowledged that she had received my invoice and payment would be coming my way. I did let her know, how much I enjoyed this campaign and how much I enjoyed working with the agency. And I expressed to her that I would love to work with them again. And I even sent her an updated copy of my media kit, which is just a fancy talent resume, I call it. It has a few pictures of me. It has that I'm an influencer. It has all the deliverables that I can do, like Instagram story, YouTube video, host an event, host a giveaway, Instagram video, Instagram reel. All of that are deliverables that I have on my media kit. And I also have the amount of followers that I have on Instagram, the number of subscribers I have on YouTube, how many views I have on YouTube, and my Instagram, all the information that a brand would need to see to begin working with you and to see if you're a good fit for the brand campaign. So I sent that over to her as well, and she was like, okay, great, thank you. And that was pretty much it. So you want to make sure that you do build a good relationship with the brands that you're working with, because you never know when they're going to come back and want you again. Some of these brands, they have their own PR and influencer department that actually handpick influencers, but a lot of them are starting to use agencies like the one that I was hired from to do that specific campaign. I was hired through an agency, not the brand itself. So the agency kind of served as the middleman between myself and the brand. So they did everything. They set up my paperwork, my contract, all that. So that was really cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much, my experience for my first paid brand collaboration. It was really fun. I learned a lot, and I've really learned that to be an influencer, it takes a lot of patience, y'all. And it's something that you just can't just get up and just become one day. Like, you literally have to put in the work to be an influencer, but you also need to know that people will come out to you and people will seek you. You don't always have to pitch yourself. So I got lucky, they actually reached out to me saying they wanted to work out with me and asking me what are my rates, so I'd say that's a pretty good start, to an influencer journey. But yeah, so that's pretty much, my story of how I got here. Just remember, if you do want to be an influencer, make sure you're putting your email in your Instagram bio, in your YouTube about me. Make sure that whenever you are pitching out to brands, just make sure you really use the products. And also just make sure that you're optimistic. Have an open mind. You know, even if some of these brands do not have a huge influencer budget, that doesn't mean that you can't necessarily promote their products. I know if it's somebody that I really want to work with and they don't have too much to offer me, but they have something, take it, because you never know where that can lead you. But that's pretty much it, y'all, on my influencer journey. I wish you guys the best of luck. And this is crazy, you know, this whole influencer thing, it's crazy that you can really get a check from like taking a picture and holding a product, you know. So times are changing. But yeah, I just wanted to really share, I just wanted to share with you guys my first experience getting my first paid brand partnership. It was a feeling like no other, and I really can't describe it because it's something that I would always talk about. You know, I would always tell people around me, oh, look at this influencer, she's doing this, she's working with this brand. And now it's like, oh my God, I just work with this brand, you know. So it's really crazy how it just all happened. But you never know, you know, what's in store for you. You never know what's around the corner. So never stop believing in yourself, and always just be ready, because you never know who might, you know, reach out to you. So if you guys want me to do more videos like this, just kind of letting you know more behind the scenes of me becoming a bigger influencer, let me know, and I'll go ahead and get those videos out for you guys. Remember to give this video a like and let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.